time to dive into the very soul of our brands, our customers. Lasting success isn't solely about transactions, it's about forging genuine connections and transforming customers into loyal advocates. It's about creating shared experiences that make them not just buyers but brand advocates. In today's competitive landscape, it's not enough to just meet the expectations, we need to exceed them and create moments that resonate. Think of it as moving from a solo performance to a full orchestra where every interaction strikes a chord and creates harmony. So to lead this symphony, we have the brilliant Shaveta Sharma. Shaveta is our technical delivery manager known for her exceptional ability to lead and execute complex projects. Her expertise in driving customer engagement and advocacy is second to none. So, let's get ready to uncover the secrets of cultivating customer advocacy through shared experiences. Please join me in welcoming Shaveta. Over to you, Shaveta.
Thank you, Jaskiran. Okay. Forget 5-star reviews. The future of loyalty lies in something far more powerful, like a shared experience. We all know the power of glowing online reviews. But what if I tell you there is a way to create a legion of brand advocates who can not only sing and your praises but actively champion your brand stories? The answer lies in unlocking the magic of shared experience. In today's session, we will focus on an important and impact of cultivating customer advocacy through shared experience. Joining with me today are Alan and Adrian, who have extensive professional background in building, nurturing online communities. So let me introduce you to Adrian. Adrian is an accomplished marketing and community leader. Currently, he is serving as a Vice President of Marketing and Community at Customer Leader Institute, an education and research community focused on empowering the customer-centric professionals in their career development. Adrian has successfully collaborated in global brands such as IBM, Acer, TeamViewer, Smartsheet, Smart Recruiters, and so on. And you must know that Adrian is also an author. He's author of a book named The Accidental Community Managers. Welcome, Adrian.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Okay, along with Adrian, I have Alan, who is a founder of A2 Community Growth Consultancy. He is a seasoned community builder with over a decade of experience scaling the online communities. In-person communities is a major brands like Robinhood, Splunk, and eBay. He have extensive expertise in communicating with the community managers who are across Europe and Northern America, which brings a wealth of cross-culture knowledge. Through A2 Community Growth, Alan empowers the brand to forge the authentic relationship with their users, providing the resources and insight needed to build the thriving, lasting communities. Welcome, Alan.
Hey, glad to be here, Shaveta. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm equally excited, and I think so the listeners are excited too for the session. So I think so we can start the session with Alan. What do you think about a brand go beyond star rating to leverage the customer experience for deeper connections and stronger communities?
That's a great question. Thank you, Shaveta. I think it's one of the things I've been focused on for over a decade now, and something that I love showing up to work every day to work on. I believe reviews are essential for brands. Don't get me wrong. Customer ratings are incredibly powerful, and they serve as critical trust signals for customers when they're making purchasing decisions, for example. However, what I love about community is that the real magic happens when brands go beyond transactional interactions and reviews and create spaces for their customers to connect on a deeper level. So this is really where communities come into play. And in communities, you can have environments where enthusiasts of the brand can forge bonds with each other around shared interests, and so that just opens up a world of possibilities for enterprises. And in my experience, I've seen firsthand the incredible impact that thriving communities can have. So like when you cultivate a space where customers can interact with each other and with the brand, you can tap into a really powerful source of advocacy and loyalty. And that's when you start to create super user programs with folks who are really passionate about the brand, and they'll actively champion your brand. And by identifying and empowering these super users, you can really create a ripple effect of positive sentiment and have your super users be an extension of the community team, and they will go out and do PR events for you and go and do all these wonderful things. So really, when you get community right, it's certainly a powerful partner to customer reviews, but there's nothing more powerful than word of mouth marketing, in my opinion. And so when you hear from a friend or a family member about how wonderful a product is, that's going to make you be interested in it. So they work closely hand in hand, but I would say community just can seal the deal and build a real loyalty around a product even after people have purchased it.
Okay, great. So very well said, Alan. And moving to our next question, Adrian, how can a brands use shared customer experience for building a long-term loyalty rather than relying on reviews of short-term sale boosts? So this is very interesting question that I think so a lot of people would be interested in knowing how. What do you think about it?
The trick is always first to make sure that you're unmuted so that people can hear your brilliance. So I don't know how much brilliance there'll be here today, but I the thing that I'll tell you is that the challenge is obviously with reviews. Reviews are great, as Alan eloquently put, but what we need to look at is ways that we can bring people together, and what the data will show you as well is that people tend to trust their peers over anything that they're going to read online review wise, because there's so many things like affiliates and things of this nature. So where I found that communities have been very successful, or businesses in general, is where they're building opportunities for people to kind of share stories, create contests. I think of like X Prize. They have these where they'll come up with solutions for things. There's contests. There's involvement where there's a shared goal together, and those are things that build those connections a lot better than anything through reviews. So I also think of I know that their community has gone through many iterations, but like Wistia was a really great one. They were a video editing community, and the thing that was really lovely is, one, they had a beautiful welcome video where people would record their own welcome to people, and they had stitched it together into this longer video. But on top of that, what people could do is they could share kind of the videos that they were working on and get kind of a critique from the rest of the community, from people that are also videographers, in kind of a very safe space. And creating that kind of thing is so invaluable, because it wasn't about the product, it wasn't about using Wistia, it was about creating better videos, telling better stories, and hence that we've seen a lot of brands take that very well. I can think of GoPro and other types of tech type of companies, and I think that is something that's always very interesting and an opportunity for companies to lean into in that way.
Adrian, I cannot agree more to it. So I totally agree with what you are saying. So yes, brand advocacy means a lot than these 5-star ratings what you get. So next question, Alan, I would like to know, or our audience would like to know, from your experience, what creative strategies have you seen in brands used to encourage customer interaction and correlations?
Yeah, so I can speak to an example from my past work. And so when I was at eBay, I was there for almost a decade and had lots of fun engaging with sellers and buyers. It was really a wonderful platform to be working with. So we discovered during my time, we were focused on the eBay sellers, so the folks who would start a business and they try to sell their product, and as you can imagine, it's like really hard when there's millions of sellers. How do you get visibility of your item? How do you ship it around the world? How do you deal with returns? Like, there's just a myriad of questions that really difficult to navigate, and sometimes you want to talk to your peers. And so what we discovered, that really the most valuable assets for eBay were these evangelists who were on our community platform, and they were on the community platform outside of their day jobs, outside of their e-commerce business, just to gain knowledge and to help each other. And so what we kind of a task that we embarked upon was to engage more deeply with these folks who are really powerful in our community. So one of the things we did is we attended seller conferences, and that was a mixture of in-person, traveling to a conference room somewhere or a pub somewhere and meeting sellers and representing, or sometimes it was a Zoom online call. And we really built great relationships with the community. And during these events, we would look out for advocates, for super users, whatever you want to call them. And we were able to identify a bunch, dozens of these sellers, and we put them into an advocacy program. And so through this initiative, we were able to amplify their stories and their expertise across eBay's social channels. We featured them and their testimonials, like around Investor Day, if reporters reached out to the company for a story about a mom and pop business who had gone big, for example. So a really great positive PR play if you can have these advocates. And I left eBay 4 years ago now, and even when I still follow eBay social channels, I see some of these sellers still appear on the social channels. So they're here, 4, 5, 6 years later, still doing the work every day for eBay because they love the platform so much. And so I think just bringing them in closer, giving them behind the scenes access is really powerful. And also, like a lot of community members, they just want to feel seen and heard. They're really passionate. And so if you can just listen to them and take on their feedback and try to make the brand better, then they'll love you for that and do these tasks in return.
Okay, great. Alan, such a fantastic use case, and really very informative, because you have gone through that experience and you have seen that for a decade, and it really feels that what you have built and still the legacy is getting continued. So really that's awesome. Okay, so the next question, I won't say who wants to go first, but this is something that is about the AI. When we talk about in this today's world, we are just talking about AI on the community. So I just want to know from both of you, right, that user-generated content and correlation sounds like a powerful tool. As now you know that AI continues to play a bigger role in today's landscape, how do we strike a balance between AI and building genuine customer advocacy? When an AI be helpful for foresting the communities and advocating the brands? And when the human touch is irreplaceable? Adrian, I'll start with you, and Alan, feel free to just add in your comments, because this is one of the topic, I think so, that needs a lot of discussions, and you can see AI everywhere today.
Well, I think it was funny too. I mean, behind the curtain a bit, when we were doing our dry run, I think the horse ran off with the cart when we started chatting about this. I think the thing is that, AI is everywhere. I think it's obviously there's a lot of concern, but we don't know really what's going to happen. And if anyone knows what's going to happen, they should go buy lottery tickets because they could be winners. I think, but there are some things that we can for certain know, and I think that AI can replace, I think, a lot of the time-consuming tasks that a community builder has to deal with. So it can help with, identifying, maybe conversations that need to be reviewed by a human. I think that it helps in, I think one of the examples I gave, it can help, for example, to help people network or connect folks to one another. Like say, hey, this is an interesting connection or someone that you should get to know. But only a community professional or a marketing team can create the experience or the program in such a way, because I believe the human touch is irreplaceable. I don't think as of right now, and like I said, maybe I'm going back on my own words. I don't believe AI. It'll take AI a long time before it understands sarcasm and true empathy, and be able to create an experience and connection the same way. But having said that, like I said, AI can help and say, hey, you and Alan would be good friends, and here's some topics you can create. But AI cannot create the space that Alan and I can connect, and it can't look at saying, oh, you know what, Alan looks tired because he, maybe didn't sleep well, or Adrian looks tired because he has a toddler who was crying all night long, and maybe I'll give him a pass for something or other. So I think that's kind of where you have to balance the two out of that way. But I'm sure Alan has some thoughts as well.
Yeah, I agree, wholeheartedly agree with all of that. And I am tired because I did have a toddler crying all night. So there you go. Look at you.
I have one too, so I know.
Hit the nail on the head. I know we don't have much time, so I'll try and be quick. I'm very excited about AI and kind of generative AI in particular. So, there's been some AI or machine learning around in community for years, right? You look at the sentiment analysis that all of these social listening tools have, right? And it's been pretty bad. You wouldn't trust it with a barge pole, I'd say, for the longest of times. What's very exciting about it, I think, as a community builder, and you're trying to scale a community and you're trying to create experiences and create programs. So you have to do a lot of back in a few years ago, you'd have to create all the emails, you'd have to create the rules of the guidelines of the community platform and all the member communications. And that would take a long time to build all that content out. It could be weeks or months you're building all this out over. So now with AI, you could potentially knock all that out in a few minutes or a few hours and have it all buttoned up. And then that just gives you much more freedom to work on things that are really going to add value. So as Adrian mentioned, creating those events, getting people together on a call, that's AI cannot do that right now. And so so for example, in my experience, getting 50 super users on a call and the balance of organizing all that and needing a human moderator to hold the whole thing together. And similarly, when you're hosting engagements between the community and internal teams such as developers or executives, AI simply can't replicate the community builder who knows the internal teams and the community intimately and can have those relationships with the customers. And so AI can definitely has a role to play in enhancing our management capabilities. We must use it wisely, and also when you're building out those comms or using it for those things, just always make sure you're checking the content, making sure it's correct, because even right now, even as amazing and wonderful as it is, it still makes a lot of mistakes. And so you want to make sure you don't end up with egg on your face at the end of the day. So we still need humans to review that as well. So I would say to everyone, go and read up and try and use it and test it out, see what works, see what doesn't work. But it should help you move at a lot faster speed to get to the point of where you want to go.
Definitely, Alan. Adrian, I think so. That's the fantastic answer. Human could not be replaced. For making the AI work, you need humans to feed the AI, right? You cannot replace the human touch. You need people. You need these virtual connects, the in-person connect. AI cannot do it for you. So thank you so much for these insights, and really, really helpful. And thank you. It was nice having both of you. Thank you.
That was absolutely inspiring. The insight shared on how to turn everyday interactions into powerful mediums of brand advocacy were nothing short of enlightening.